Greetings, greetings, beautiful people. Set the divine intentions that all will be led from all around the world, the globe, the planet. Beautiful souls from everywhere. Sending you love and light, clarity in these moments. Get my throat clear. Got me some hot tea right here, some ginger tea. But anywho, give an honor to Source, the Creator, Most High, all in one, and ancestors known and unknown. Great Mother, great Father. I do not own the rights to this music. No one does. My ancestors do. But you do hear the music. Again, I play music, and I listen to the ancestors. Again, they lived through us. It's in our DNA. And this message that I was laying here, well, it's called to just get up and release this message upon these times. First by say, look, I love and appreciate everyone that is led to this channel and to this message. You are greatly appreciated. And know that, again, I always tell people, your journey is not in vain. These moments are very vital. I speak upon spiritual warfare because we are becoming aware of what our sole purpose here. And most of us, speak for myself, are learning that we are coming from a deeper knowledge or deeper understanding and coming to an overstanding, or now becoming more aware that we are a part of something more greater. Not only what we've learned in school or in society, but in family and a lot of these things. We're learning that we're coming from tribes. We're coming from great spiritual warriors, chiefs, royal bloodlines, and that not just mean from what people may know as just, the royal that is portrayed in society as the British. No. If you really look at a lot of what has been told, it's pretty much, as one would say, whole lies, half-truths, or half-truths, whole lies, however you want to call it, or, not everything in its entirety, but it's not to take away from what is being displayed now. We are part or experiencing what some may know as a great awakening, but also the Creator is saying that there is a great gathering. So when we are aligning and coming into alignment with our purpose and destiny is here to fulfill, it's not what media, parents, people have told us. We are learning that how magical we are, how multidimensional we are, how we are connected to powerful lineages around the world or over time. I say Chief Sitting Bull. And we are learning these things as I'm changing the music. And as we're learning this, which is so beautiful, we're realizing how all things are connected. Some of us, we are, Spirit wants to, let's speak about what, we call this generational, these generational curses that we are healing. And when Spirit speaks about generational curses, or and when one is speaking of healing a generational lineage or lineages or generationals. When we are, let's speak about how breaking or releasing generational curses. So let's say up to this very moment, everything I have faced, everything that I have endured, every gut wrenching, every dark moment, every cycle I've experienced, every fight, every let's see, turmoil, trials and tribulations, all these things physically I've experienced has already happened spiritually. And spirit led me to this scripture, and those that, it's not so much what I believe in, it's what spirit connects me to, and my connection with source and the creators. That I'm not here to convince anyone of anything. When my soul is guiding me to something, then spirit says, okay, read it. So I'm going to speak about or share this, if those that are familiar with the Bible. And it's not about who believes in whatever. It's certain things that we are led to get clarity and then awareness for our own self to realize, okay, this makes a lot of sense of what I'm here to do as a leader, as one that what we may call chosen or enlightened one. So it pretty much brings more awareness to why I should walk in my authority, or why I have experienced all this this conflict within my purpose or my journey here. So it's called Psalms 105 or 105, and it says, or verse 15 says, "Do not touch my anointed ones, do my prophets no harm." And I was like, wow, that verse says something to me, because I'm like, okay, those of you that know that you're in this, you're coming into this awareness and knowing that the Most High, the Creator, has chosen you, meaning that has placed, something has been bestowed upon you, a light has been bestowed within you, this inner guidance that one cannot ignore. Since you were young, you know that you've had gifts. You know that you've been given this spiritual gifts, this spirit of discernment, this divine awareness that whatever has happened, whether it be near-death experience or tragic moments, and somehow, some way, you've been guided through it. And so that verse for me, it's like, touch not my anointed ones. And I'm like, wow. When you know that you are untouchable, and you realize that your power and your strength comes from within, but also connected to source and to the Most High, the Creator. And so I'm like, that is a beautiful thing. And it pretty much, I give gratitude. Before this video, I was like kind of shedding tears in a way, because it's showing me like my journey and all these things were never, and has never been in vain. And so the beauty of it all is that we will come to the awareness, and now we're coming to the awareness that we are here to bring divine justice upon this land. Some of us, you are in places where you are rising up and coming into this soul awareness that you are the one within your family, or whatever situations or circumstances that you're in, you are the one that is going to bring that hammer down, like the divine justice and divine judgment upon the people of the land. Whether it be, and there can be anyone and everyone. And there's no fear in that, because you know that your soul wants to be free and live sovereign, and you want to live an abundant life, not only just you, but for your kids' kids and kids' kids and generations to come, so they can live a life as such, and not in this illusion of control, in this illusion of pretty much everything that we have been living in. And so, and that's why a lot of this has been shattered right now. So know that this so-called generational curse, it speaks about that not only in the word, but we are the living word. We are living the prophecy out. So these things have followed up to this very moment with you, with me. And so know that this conflict, all these things that you have experienced has not been in vain at all, because you are the one that Spirit has chosen to bring your family out of this exile, or lead your family out of this generational curse, as you face and learn to heal yourself. And whether you be, whether it's certain things like people that this traditional thing with marriage, I'll use that. And this is my perception. I don't really care how people feel about it. It's more of, you see this traditional thing, and then now you're seeing this rate of divorce or whatever it is, because the foundation was never built upon love. And it's not to say everyone doesn't, aren't happy within their so-called marriage, but it's the truth of how one looks at it spiritually, from a spiritual perspective of, I'm whole, I love myself, I am whole. And, does this person see their happiness depending on self rather than... But the whole purpose of it is that some of us know we're coming into this awareness that we're not supposed to be doing. We're supposed to go against everything that what we've been taught or what has been programmed. And this is the process of, it's like the birthing of a newborn. Everything is new right now. Everything. And it's like we're learning to fend for ourselves now. But it's not in a way of survival. It's learning to unlearn this whole process of what humans or humankind has been like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be. No, it's not. Because truthfully, we have gotten so far away from our spiritual teachings and morals, and this is why we're reconnecting now. And that was a part of, the generational curses that have followed families. So I'm here to let you know that, like, there are certain things that have followed family. There are certain, and when I mean curses, there are certain things like, somebody speak about dark or black magic, certain things that were put on people, stories. I'm sure if you learn about, your great-great-grandmothers or great things, dark entities or certain things followed people, because this is a spiritual warfare. Certain things have followed people, for generations, for centuries. And people have wondered, why have their people been living in such this illusion of poverty? But truthfully, that curse which speaks about in the word has been lifted. And so this is why you see, this is a part of the awakening, my people. Because people are coming into their own awareness that they're a part of something more bigger and greater than just what man has, shared, or, that's his story, not our, and so we're realizing how more connected we are spiritually, not just in the physical. So learning and become aware of this, know that everyone is not going to get it, right away. Some of those in families, they actually know and have knowledge. Spirit wants me to speak about that. They know and have knowledge. I recently found out my mother, and someone she dated went to a powwow. I'm like, when? I'm like, what? Then another partner of mine, she expressed to me, well, her mother or someone basically that, you know, they used to attend powwows. They still have these things. And so, again, see, this is the illusion, and you can say wool has been pulled over so many people's face. And so this is why we're coming into this awakening. It's like, and truthfully, a lot of our ancestors, they want peace. This is what they're wanting. They're wanting peace. Not all of them. Let me express something to y'all. It's just as much as people are of light, there is a polarity. There is darkness. And a part of this generational cure or this generational healing, not all of our ancestors were of light, okay? Let me share that with y'all. Not a lot of our ancestors, or you know, they was not of light, and some of them were not of they were of dark just as much as they wanted to be of light. And see, this is why you have so much things that this is the spiritual warfare that we are within, or is being displayed. And so it's not a physical war. And so this is why in families you see so much of overindulging and so many sinful, or you see so many things going on that people cannot escape or get away from. And see, that's because so many things have happened traumatically through our lineages. So when we have the courage and willpower to walk away from situations, unhealthy relationships, when we're going through these traumatic experiences in relationships with whomever, family, parents, or whatever, it's something there to teach us. Like, am I here? I'm sent here to change this cycle. I'm sitting here to change something, and it's mirroring back to why we need to change it within ourselves first, knowing that we cannot change them, and we'll not ever change them. So, it's like that's their own warfare. People are going through their own spiritual warfare. They're fighting their own demons. And this is, again, what has been passed on. Like, it goes so deep, my people. To my sisters, all the divine love, like, to my mothers, the sisters, all the women, whatever you're going through, I love you. Let me tell you. From a brother that has learned and embraced to honor his divine, I appreciate you. I know it hasn't been the easiest. But know this. It's so powerful that I love sharing this message. When you were a child, no matter if you're a parent right now, or maybe you're a teenager, whomever is led to this video, all divine souls, like, and see, this is a part of leading you out of your own darkness. We share these videos, these messages have to be shared because it's to awaken something within you. It's to shatter illusion so that you can come out of come out of what no longer serves you into the light. And so that being said, is that know that when your grandmother was pregnant with your mother, you were an egg inside of your mother. So let's say approximately like let's say your grandmother was, pregnant with your mother, and your grandmother was like 3 or 4 months, you know. And so that being said, you were an egg inside of your mother while your grandmother was pregnant with your mother. So, your grandmother is pregnant and she's 3 or 4 months, and your mother is inside of her, and see, her eggs is already developed. Your mother has already developed all of her eggs she will have for her lifetime. So when your mother, whatever traumatic experience that your grandmother, whatever she's, food, whatever experience she's having with whatever spouse or partner she has, whether it be verbal whether it be physical, whether it be, you know, whatever she's experiencing. That too, you know, because the baby is feeding, not only receiving informations or, you know, whatever experience, all experiences, not just the food, everything. And so this is being downloaded and programming into the baby as well. This is how powerful the spiritual warfare is. And so that as your grandmother is receiving this, then the mother, and then the also is being, is trickling down to the kids. Now you have to see how, what is it? Let's say 10 generations ago, we had over 100,000s, and 20 generations we had over 100, like over millions. And see the calculations, you can Google it, and it's that each of our parents had two parents. So it's like two, 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 two. And again, this is generation to generation. So this goes back thousands of generations, people, to this very moment, that this lifetime we are sitting here to heal this shit. You're like, whoa, yes. And it's not just you. Our ancestors, when I say they want so much of us to live in peace and harmony and balance, is that this very moment, this spiritual warfare is so vital and so important for us to live out our purpose and to live in bliss. Is because they're doing everything in the ethers, in the spirit realm, so that we, in this lifetime, not only ourselves, but us, they live through us so we can live a prosperous and abundant life. There are ancestors that desire that for us. And that's why we no longer are in that oppression, that curse, and those things that have followed us. When we heal, my people, let me tell you, when we do this, it brings forth wealth and abundance and prosperity and divine protection, not only in the spirit, but it brings this into the reality now. And that's why we have connections to other, we may call them star system or galactic system, those that know, that are beyond is just as physical. We have connections to where we are being guided through this earth's plane. So we can not only liberate ourselves, but liberate the people here. Not everyone will receive this. And through that process, some will have to go. Because they don't want to be in alignment with what source is calling the creator. So the Most High is bringing judgment. And our ancestors, our spirit guides and angels are guiding us through this. And they are protecting us because there are people put in place, family, whatever, there are sent. When they do not come, when it's not to say they need to agree with you and everything. No, when you're elevating and coming higher, you become aware of how dark, how people are accepting of their own darkness and choose to live in that. And choose to, wage war not only with themselves, when they choose not to face themselves and honor the light, and just want to stay in the dark, then that brings conflict within your life. And then upon not only yourself, but your children. This is why it's so vital, my beautiful queen empresses and, sisters, it's important for not only you, but also when you do your healing and learning the value of who you are, our men learn the value of who we are. And see, this is what we're going through. This is why the Creator has remove people in your life and replace them, because as you're elevating, those will come into your path. As you elevate, there will be people that will meet you, because you are mirroring, you are aligning with your soul's calling. And so that's why a lot of stuff, music, places, family, a lot of stuff does not resonate with your soul anymore. You want to just get away from everyone. Because your ancestors are nudging you like, hey, we want you to get this right this lifetime. Everything you've done it's not wrong. It has nothing to do with being wrong. It's you returning to your essence. We all are. Because we're ushering a healing upon this earth in this moment. We're creating something, a world that isn't run off illusions or or control, or all these low vibrational things, whether it be the food, whether it be people, places. It's so many things. And again, this judgment that is happening is that some of us are, well, those are appointed and elected, we are here to come into that alignment and emotional balance and stability and awareness spiritually, is to bring that judgment and justice, because we've seen so much of the injustice and how uh, indigenous people, more of the darker shade, have been in this wicked place. And it's not just them. It's, you will have people from different shades and different cultures that will come, but they're also, it's not just us. There are also others that are coming into this awareness, and it's so much deeper. That's why I love speaking to the women, because again, you are, we all are in this place, or vulnerable place, where love is more valuable and important in these moments. And the only way we get to that place is doing the inner work. So a mother's love is needed just as a father. So that the separation is illusion. But this, oh man, it's just know some of you are becoming aware that you are being selected in the spirit realm to be now leaders, and those leaders are chiefs and um, emperors and empresses, or whether what your calling is, or what spirit has bestowed and let you know, or informed you. And another thing, spirit said, be careful. A lot of people want to be in your presence because of, they know, a lot of people know who you are spiritually. I became aware of a lot of this too. A lot of people know who you are spiritually because either, how people have done these tarot readers. What else? I mean, truthfully, even to where, it may sound, it's not crazy at all. People in your hometowns, because there are people that can see or have gifts, but they choose not to use it to be of the light. There are people that actually are aware. Yeah. A part of the spiritual warfare is that you're coming into this knowingness now. And see, in that being said, is that all the things that people have sent towards you, and I've learned this, and that's why Spirit says, touch not my anointed ones. I forgive them for what they not know. And I don't have no mercy. And when I say no sympathy, is that it's like people knew what they've been doing. Even in families and certain things, they know. They've been knowing. And I'm here to let you know the real shit. Like, people they've been knew who you are spiritually. They knew that a lot of us have been called to do certain things, and they know. And yet they still do what some may know as magic, burning candles, casting spell. I'm telling you, it goes so much deeper, but this is also a part of what the generational curse is. Some people, like, if you've been wondering why certain things in the past hasn't been adding up and this hasn't happened, and so much of the conflict and dysfunctional family members and violence, it goes so deep, and to wonder why your life hasn't been as prosperous as you like. It's because the truth is that a part of the generational curses, or this generational turmoil, is because there are people that know that you are the one that is led to lead your family out of this dark place. And that's why this spiritual warfare is so important, because they too know how important it is not for certain people to be together, whether it be like what some may call as a twin flame connection, or it's just so much of you learning to the depths more about who you are and what you came here to do. But there's nothing that can stop divine order. Nothing or no one. And so during this process, you are the one, we are the ones that are bringing forth this. The judgment is not so much of like, it's death in the spirit, but also in the physical. But a part of that is people knowing now they're going to see you rise into this ascend into this leadership and this power that has been bestowed upon you and within you. And that's a part of the judgment. Is knowing that the ones that now those are rightful, their birthright is rightfully taking their position in this reality, in this world. And so this is why it's important for us to do our learn about who we are as spiritual beings and what it is we came here to do. And so this is why I love it, man. I'm so passionate about it, because like it's so much going, there's so many distractions externally, but don't worry, it's done. It's done. Now is a moment for good things to begin, and it's a process. Just trust it and learn to surrender. But just know that a lot of this spiritual warfare, or all these things that we have experienced, is a part of what we call your soul contract. But know that the Most High, the Creator, sees all things in the spirit. No one has gotten away with anything. I even remind myself that, and see, this is why I've forgiven myself, forgiven my past selves, meaning that whatever I have inflicted, or when I wasn't living in alignment or doing certain things that I knew that wasn't of righteousness in a way, or just inflicting harm or whatever, anyway, trying to be revengeful. But I knew that was never who I was. So when we are learning to just be neutral, meaning that honoring the dark is just as much you honoring the light, vice versa. It's knowing that, again, stay youthful. We cannot control what other people do, but those that are being led into this video, allow your soul to guide you. Allow Source, the Creator, to guide your steps, because they all are divinely guided and protected. And remember that nothing goes unseen in the spirit realm. Your ancestors been watching a lot of people, family, friends, whatever, that have been doing things in the dark, and they know. We know. So I don't even trip about a lot of stuff anymore. It's like, if you've been seeing things in visions, or what we call, your dreams or whatever, and there's a feeling that you're like, okay, this isn't. You've been giving gifts to psychically or to visualize and see things where you have to see them. And so we cannot say, oh, Spirit didn't show me this. Sometimes it may not happen right away, but you're able to see those things. That's called foreseeing, foreshadowing, or it's a gift. Those of you that have gifts or healing, and a lot of which I speak about myself, like a physical abuse, a lot of stuff I experienced, and then inflicted. I learned that a lot of these dark things show that you are to emerge from those things and become healers. Now you are healers. Whether you could have been through verbally abusive, now you're realizing that your tongue and what you speak can manifest and can bring forth things into this reality. So now we learning to use that to speak life or not say nothing at all. So again, it's polarity. A lot of what has been happening. Look at your family. Look how people have been speaking things upon your life since you were younger. This thing has been generational. I see it in my family, especially verbal abuse. You're not shit. Oh, blah, 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 blah. All these things. But the truth of the matter, or in the beauty of it all, is that when you learn to go within yourself, my sisters and men, young men, you learn now that your power and your value is within yourself. When you go sit with yourself, and even when your children are brought forth, they're teaching us that we're learning through them. They're learning through us. So it's not something we can truly run away from or hide from. Again, people will choose the dark or the light. It's more of you can be neutral, but that's the world. That's the world here. So know that the brighter your light, certain things will come in, but at the same moment, it's done. The justice is, again, we are exactly where we're supposed to be. Some of us are, Spirit is saying, you will inherit the land where you are. Ashe. You will inherit the land where you are, and that's a part of your birthright and abundance. And see this awareness that when we do the spiritual work in the ethers and learn that, okay, a part of the divine justice and a part of what we're coming aware of, whether sisters want to be herbalists and return to their roots and be doulas or midwives or whatever it is Spirit is calling you to do, because you see the injustice, or you see how wicked the hospitals are. You see how wicked society and certain things are, because it's led off stuff that, again, people have been under spells. People have been in this illusion, in this dark reality, and not realizing, you've been enlightened. Your eyes are open now, and there's no returning. No. And through that, learning spiritually what you're here to do, death is that's like, what now? Nothing. But again, that's why we're coming out of that, knowing that your life, your wealth is spiritual wealth. And now you're becoming aware that, okay, this has been bestowed upon me. And then you're coming into this awareness that, okay, now I'm going to walk in this authority now, this truth. And so that's what you see in the alignment. And that's why you're seeing the clutter and the cleansing across the earth, and things being brought to light, who people are. They can no longer hide who they are. No one. No one can hide who they are. And the wicked people can run all they want to. You can't run from judgment. You can't run from what? And judgment is karma. And karma is not so much of a negative or a bad or whatever it is. No, it's experience. It's when you learn. Karma is, in a sense, dharma, karma. A lot of this stuff is man-made, these titles. People get caught up in that. And I'm like, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with, you can do the same thing every day until you change something. And then that change, or when you give birth to something new, that changes the cycle. Karma is a loop. Continue to doing the same thing. That's the same thing with relationships, people, place, all these things. And then you change your reality. You renew your mind. You change the way of your, how you speak to yourself, how you speak to others. And that changes your reality. So you live in that reality of living in bliss and love and a more of awareness to it. My birthright is here to live in abundance. This is what most of us, well, not most of us, some of us came here to do, is to experience life to its fullest, abundant. And for others that are trying to come against that flow, they're going to experience judgment from the Most High, because That's what they choose to do. That's their free will. Those that are in alignment and choosing, as much as you do the inner work and face these experiences and heal and honor, restrain from things, pull away from certain things, you will be bliss. Some may call it blessed, but I say bliss. You will be given certain gifts and awareness and more will be poured into your life, into not only you, but if you have kids, it would be poured into your kids. So again, it was never, well, all things are lying, but the part of this judgment and righteousness being bestowed upon the earth, the truth that sprang from the earth, is that these people, there were the illusion of people being in a high place. They think they were higher. You never were higher at all. And the Most High, the Creator, we're one. You never was higher. No one is higher than anyone. Like you see these hands, they are bringing forth something, but this also is a hand that is all created. The roots. This hand is coming from the roots. And this is the bring forth. And even this eye has all the colors. And the up represents life. And the all-seeing eye. And it's bringing forth. This is the all-seeing is representing that the creator, or the eye that oversees everything. Again, people have perceived. Again, it's our perspective. People have perceived these things to be, oh, this is evil, this is witch, this is this. No, people have misused and manipulated humankind and the masses. And this is why we're here now, to bring forth divine justice. And those that have tried to manipulate and disrupt the divine flow, judgment has been brought upon their heads. However that is. I don't care. We don't care who it is. Sips tea. They know who they are. They know now who they have to come to. Man knows nothing. It's how people have been given certain things and using certain things to manipulate people. And no, that's no longer. We're not afraid. We don't live in fear because we know there are those here that, again, touch not. Let me read it again. Do not touch or touch not my anointed ones. And just because people, again, some of you know you are the anointed ones. Before you arrived here, you are anointed. There's a verse, and look, I'm not good on all the verses because I read, knowledge is infinite, but certain things I become aware. But I know as a verse it speaks about how there's a verse that I knew you before you was in your mother's womb. I knew you before you was in your mother's womb. That means, who were you before the world told you who to be? Who were you before all this programming? There is no, what some you speak about, the escape in the matrix. Matrix in Latin means womb, like the womb of a woman. So it's like we're giving birth to ourselves. We're going through cycles here, only to give birth to what? When we leave this earth, we're giving birth to another reality, or we're going to another world. That's what the ancients speak about, and our ancestors. They knew that death here in the physical was life in another world. This is why we speak about infinite love and infinite light. There is nothing to fear here. That's why man is under judgment now. This is why a lot of people are, under judgment. And the judgment is within their own soul, within their own contract and what they came here to do. And as much as you will see people that's why, oh my God, it's so beautiful. That's why when you keep doing the spiritual work and realizing, we do not like the word work. When you just surrender, because work, that's that old paradigm, ugh. keep doing what you're doing, and just know that it's purposeful, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. As you heal and honor what your soul is here to do, you are given um, these gifts that, again, the man can offer you, all this material stuff. And that's why they're saying that some things are meant to be told and not sold. But in these moments is that even those things have been, the things that have been sold. For instance, Spirit just gave me this. You cannot sell a land that doesn't belong to you. You cannot sell land. You cannot give some. You cannot say. You can't even sell your soul. Some people say. It said, the word said, "What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul?" But it's in a sense of like, where it's showing you the value in yourself, loving all of who you are inside. Everyone doesn't know what that is. It's knowing what it is to love ourselves. This is why a lot of stuff, the judgment is happening in the world. Is that the world has been in this illusion to value, again, I speak about this, external things, but the value is in spirit. The value is in source. The value is in love. There is no value. There is no amount of money that can buy you happiness when happiness is an inside thing. All these things that you people have grown to love or attach themselves to is a connection to spirit. But now they're becoming more aware of that now, which has nothing to do with this material thing. It's polarity, it's both. They work hand in hand. So whatever we obtained here was first given to us in the spirit. But the judgment is, how do people obtain those things? And that's a whole other deeper subject. How do people obtain these things? What type of things do they do to obtain it and to receive it? And see, this is why we see what you're doing. We see. And they know. There's nothing you can do against the anointed ones. There's nothing you can do against those that have been here to make sure that divine justice is here. And I'm going to let you know, the Creator, the Most High, doesn't have mercy. People are going to want mercy and forgiveness. But, is the word mercy? Yes, they say mercy. Well, it's like, look at, I have to say this too. See, this is why we don't have to